Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Season 4 of the WGLNA. I'm Joshua Clutchgrade, joined by my battle buddy, Randall Rookhill Holcomb. Gentlemen, ladies, Simple Tankers versus C'est La Vie is going to be the next matchup that we have tonight. But we want to see what you guys are saying on Twitter, so make sure to follow us at WGLNA, Facebook.com/WGLNA. Use that hashtag WGLNA. That's how we find you guys. That's how we find your tweets. We search that hashtag. It's easier for us to find it. And Dan Actually Shakes Morris, who's in the chat, who's going to be giving away a Type 59 code at the end of the night tonight, is going to be talking with you guys as well. And he wants to know, this is his question of the day, he wants to know who is going to be the major upset for this match that's upcoming, or for the matches tonight. Who will be the biggest upset of tonight's matches? I think that Fun Gaming was a bit of an upset against hashtag RV.
I would have to agree. I'm upset. And I'm surprised. The fact that hashtag wasn't able to do it. Is Simple Tankers going to follow suit? C'est La Vie, are they going to be able to beat them and surprise most people?
Oh, we'll have to find out. Also, make sure to send in pictures of your map tactic Cliff strategies that you're using, a detailed description on Twitter. A detailed description in 140 characters or less. But send it to us, and we'll highlight some of those later on tonight. Rukio's actually going to check a couple right now to see what you guys are submitting for us. But Map Tactics is a great program for you guys to use to look at different strategies. We're going to highlight some more detailed type of information using Map Tactic later on in the week, or later on in the season, as we see more and more stats calculated and accumulated between the different teams and what we're seeing so far in Season 4. A little bit of campiness happening from the first matchup, but that's not going to be the same thing as we watch Simple Tankers and C'est La Vie duke it out. Now, a little bit of history between these two teams. Simple Tankers are veterans. They've been joining us ever since Season 1, and they're one of our top teams. They've made it to the season finals every single time. They have an infusion of fresh skill, you could say, as Tofu Smurf joined us at E3, and they also have that existing experience. So they have an advantage over C'est La Vie. This is where, however, Simple Tankers needs to prove their strength. If they're able to 3-0 C'est La Vie, we have a very scary Simple Tankers. If they're going to 3-1 C'est La Vie, we have a very scary Simple Tankers. They're simple but scary. However, they have got to overcome the challenge of facing Simp or Fnatic. That has been their main struggle so far. Now they want to focus on group play. They want to focus on every single match that they have, and this is the best place to do it, to put their best foot forward against C'est La Vie. C'est La Vie, on the other hand, is a brand new team to the Gold League, and they walked right over Gong Fu in the preseason match, even though they were having fun. So, in fact, they want to get into one-on-one brawl scenarios, brawl situations, because that's where they excelled against Gong Fu. They don't want to be at a distance. They don't want to be at the distance of, well, I mean, maybe they do if Simple Tankers brings Raffentragas, but they want to be in the up in the grill, up in the face of Simple Tankers. I look forward to the type of commanding force that Callus has, because, as I mentioned before, during the preseason and during the qualifiers, he has a presence in his voice when he commands his troops, and I feel that's important.
He was also the commander for when they beat Fnatic.
Yes.
He's that guy that we have to look out for. He has the potential to make those leadership decisions, and we're just going to have to see if his team is also on that level. I think C'est La Vie is probably better than that Wreak Havoc we saw back in the day. Simple Tankers, they're probably good as ever, but let's see if C'est La Vie can bring the game.
Let's see if they can bring the game indeed. Let's see if Simple Tankers and C'est La Vie have anything to say in tonight's face-off between these two representatives. Gentlemen, can you hear me?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Welcome, gentlemen. It's been a little while since we've got to talk to each other. We're excited to have you both here in our face-off.
Glad to be here.
It's a pleasure.
Ready to go.
Awesome. Simple Tankers, I'm loving the swag behind you. All right, so first off, Jay Smooth, what has really changed the Simple Tankers over the offseason, and what specific improvements have you made?
Well, we've been practicing a lot. We're ready to go. We made 3 roster changes. Like you said, during the preseason, it wasn't easy to cut ties with a couple guys that have been with us for the last 3 seasons. Not easy to do, but we brought in some players that we think are going to take us to that next level. And I don't want to be hearing any more talk about, Simple Tankers is a good team, but they don't have the individual players for that. I think we've thrown that out the window.
So these three new players you have, can you tell us anything about what we're going to see from them tonight?
Hopefully a lot of showing up and blowing them up.
All right, but what about specifics? We know we've got the Dodd, we've got wall hacks. Anything
Yeah, we
about
got Whiskey Dodd. He's going to come in. He's going to play a T1 for us tonight. He's going to lock that down. You're going to see Angry White Guy. He's going to come in, play some mediums. We're missing Zaku tonight, so you'll see someone filling in for him. And then wall hacks, you're going to see all over the place. He'll be a T1. He'll jump up into a heavy. He's going to play a medium. He's going to be throwing out some calls. He's all over the place.
All right, Callus, let's turn on over to you. You've played against Simple Tankers in the past. Now that you have new members, or that they have new members, rather, you're a new team, but they have new members, how do you think your experience playing against them will help you tonight based on their changes that they made?
Oh, well, it's going to be interesting because actually some of their members I was previously practicing with. So I'm going to enjoy that. Yeah, I played with a lot of script with Simple Tankers previously. So,
Sorry, Callus, I'm getting a lot of static. Coming from you. I don't know if you have a giant fan in your room or something.
it's not sure what's going on. Sorry about this.
Maybe it's coming from Jay Smooth. Jay Smooth, can you mute your mic for us real quick?
Check.
Oh, that was.
That was Jay Smooth. All right, Callus, go ahead.
Get some, Alice. I'm getting you already.
He's trying to scramble your channels. He's trying to scramble your channels, bro. That meta. All right, Callus. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a great match because we've had some practice scrimming against them previously, and we have a lot of respect for Simple Tankers.
A lot of respect indeed. We have a lot of respect for you too, man. I mean, I keep hyping you up as a commander, so you can't let me down. You can't let me down in this series. But gentlemen, you both are professional in your mannerisms, professional in your commanding style. But now it's time to tell us what you really think of each other. So, do you have any parting words for your opponent, Callus, before we start?
Oh, may the best team win, Jay Smooth.
All right, Joel, anything to say?
Hey, man. Raise that white flag, Frenchie. Let's go.
Oh, shots fired from Simple Tankers. All right, gentlemen, good luck. Have fun. We'll see you on the battlefield. Shots fired. Well, again, it's going to come down to this best of 5 between these two teams. And I think the Frenchie comment came from Callus being in Canada.
Yeah, they used to have a pretty French-Canadian team, and it was kind of amusing when I talked to them the first time because, well, the accents are amusing if you ever heard them.
Oh, they can be. I was able to talk to Callus and his background more from the Hong Kong and the Hong Kong exodus that had happened for a lot of people from Hong Kong moving to Canada. So we have to talk a little bit about that as well. Very intriguing to see the background from both teams. Simple Tankers, we had Zakum and Tofu Smurf joining us at E3 earlier on. As you mentioned, the Whiskey Dot, Angry White Guy. Also the return of Ruth Van Carlisle, Executus. We got more Blade and Pub Whisper, still on Simple Tankers. Very fine, distinguished gentlemen. C'est la vie. Let's look out for Camador and also the Dopper. Now they perform.
I'm watching for Rella. Rella used to be on PubStars, and he is known as an exceptional player. It's very interesting that C'est la vie was able to pick him up. I guess it was because Endo's team that he was going to start before he had to let that go.
Mm-hmm.
That had Yankee and Rella and them on it. It was looking like a pretty dangerous team. I guess he was able to slip into a team just before the season started, and he may be a dangerous member if he synergizes well with C'est la vie.
All right, Rookhill. We heard from both the team representatives, but now I want to hear from you. What are your Rookhill's rules for victory for these teams?
All right, 3 of them today, guys. Got to have Divide and Conquer Zakume, and you've got Tofu Smurf. We remember those IS-3s. They've always performed pretty well. You got to split them up, and you have to destroy them. If we don't see that, Simple Tankers is going to have a great time. Those guys completely wreck when they're together. After that, destroy the Dodd. I think the Dodd is an exceptional player, an exceptional scout. I was told he's going to be playing T1s, so we're going to be watching out for those T1s. If C'est la vie can destroy Simple Tankers T1s today, I'm thinking they can make the attack happen. If not, they're going to have a much harder time. This is similar to what we saw from #RU versus Fun Gaming. When those T1s go down, the game changes. Also, know your enemy. Simple Tankers likes to bring some weird lineups. We've seen this before. We're going to see it again. Be prepared for those and get ready to stop Simple Tankers from getting comfortable. The more comfortable they get, the longer the battle goes. I feel like those weird lineups get more successful.
Getting comfortable, it's very key. Simple Tankers does not need to be comfortable at all. They need to continue to push themselves. They felt a little bit comfortable with what they were bringing against Simp in the season finals last time in Season 3. If they had pushed, and they did, they lost. If they would have stayed and been in that uncomfortable scenario of, oh, we're going for the flat cap, man, what's going to happen? They would have won, and they would have beat Simp. It was that close. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The premiere of both these teams for Season 4. What do we have for Tanks on Cliff?
Two. I said 2. 1 Pershing, the 2 T6s. I can't recover from that. 3 1390s against a 5100 and 4 1390s. C'est la vie in the blue.
All right. I'll be following the side of C'est la vie, the big cheese. 256 in the 5100. Flaming Panda will be going first in that 1390. Up towards the cliff edge. Only one's heading down the one line. It's got to be a T1, either Rella or Doppler. Let me check which one it is. It's not Doppler. It has to be Rella. It is Rella.
All right, he's going to be given that responsibility all on his own. Can't let that flank get opened up. Now it looks like J Smooth is going to move to the middle, probably one of the first 1390s to make it there. And he's going to look for shots. He spots Lord, Callus, and Commodore. Lets one go. And no connections yet. There's 2 connections. Callus is tracked in the open. He takes 2 more. 1 more and he goes down. First tier 8 is dead right off the bat. Simple Tankers. Such an advantage.
Well, Callus may be able to command better perhaps like Mac G can if he falls first. That's going to be tough though since he is a tier 8 on the field. And Simple Tankers, now that they have this advantage, are going to pull all the way back. Smart play if they have a tactical placement defensively while they're allowing their autoloaders to reload. And that tactical placement is Mournblade right now in that Pershing.
Yes, he's going to be able to cover everyone else as they reload, keep him safe, and at the same time, just enough time for that east side push.
Come
clutch.
on, Simple Tankers, prove to the world that east play is a powerful option to make, especially when you have this advantage by taking out the tier 8. You run and gun, you put it in the mix, you get the recipe of victory once you're able to shake and bake a little bit after destroying that tier 8 at the beginning. To me, it makes sense, and hopefully the Dodd can pave the way for Simple Tankers to push this east side and get to the flank of C'est la vie.
Well, we'll see if they can crack a few eggs in just a second. As Whiskey Dot is moving up, Pub Whisperer, screened by him, is able to get to a nice little rock. Looking up at Flaming Panda, takes 52 damage from Doppler. Yeah, that's Doppler. Oh,
Yep.
He's in a... that's not a T... That's an MS1. Wow, why didn't I notice that at the beginning? I'm so used to seeing T1 Cunninghams, didn't notice Doppler, and he's actually in a pretty dangerous little T1. If he actually hits the 1390, if he's firing gold, those are going to go through, and he could whittle Pub Whisperer down.
Shot fired, and Whiskey Dot will fall.
Poor Dot.
This is not going to be a push on the east from Simple Tankers. It looks like they're going to maintain some of their defensive positions. Angry White Guy, Tofu Smurf took some hits. Mournblade pushed up really far in his... Oh, shot fired towards Flaming Panda. It's not a connection. He pushed really far forward in the Pershing. Tried to bait out a little bit where the rest of C'est la vie was, but they did not take the bait. That 5100 Big Cheese is really crucial right now. He's looking over towards that east side. He can stop that.
He can, if they push far enough. Pub Whisperer does get spotted. But the thing is, there's just this giant rock in the way. What are you going to do? You can't shoot through the rock. So he's safe. Pub Whisperer is safe for now, unless I guess Doppler decides he wants to start shooting him again, but maybe they'll lose Doppler if they do that. In the meantime, I think Simple Tankers is going to be able to use Pub Whisperer in order to try and get some kind of pinning position. They're going to use him, make the flank happen elsewhere. Other Simple Tankers are going to move around to the south. If they make the push, looks like it's happening. J Smooth leading the way in his 1390. Does take a shell. They may find Commodore, and they do. And with that, they may redirect their attention to him and just take down another tier 8 for not a whole lot of damage. Missed shells. Oh, Tofu, though, is taking a lot of damage. One more, and he's going down.
Big Cheese misses 2 of his shots. He did take a hit against Tofu. Flaming Panda from up top is able to get that kill, but he takes a shot. And Big Cheese is going to get hit from Pub Whisperer. This is perfect for Pub Whisperer to utilize this. Don't move back. Just keep firing. He's going to move back, though. Is he reloading?
He was being focused. The attention was going on to him. Now he is reloading, yes.
Mournblade from up top in the Pershing. Pounces on top of the 5100. Now he's going to push up against Flaming Panda. Nice placement by Simple Tankers.
A little ring around the rosy from Flaming Panda, trying to just keep Mournblade's attention. Well, I guess a T1's going to go for him. Little bit of damage going out. Missed shells all over the place. Mournblade should be able to finish off. But Flaming Panda is reloaded.
And Mournblade's going to go for some ram damage. Takes another hit. 329. Nice bounce against the front of the Pershing, and Pub Whisper takes down Flaming Panda. Simple Tankers only have 1 tier 8 left to kill, and that's Reknep's Mournblade in that Pershing, man. It's good to see him back in action.
He's always played exceptionally at that tank. We're going to see the damage he dealt at the end of this. And where was Rella that whole time? Poor little T1 didn't get almost anything done.
Pub Whisper rams right into Reknep's, and they're going to unload and get the kill. Rella, and he's on the flag cap. He's trying to do something.
Oh, there he is. Okay, that makes sense. Well, a little bit too late there, unfortunately, and the rest of his team wasn't able to make anything really happen. CéLaVie didn't get any advantages.
Yeah, they were at a big disadvantage once Calus was the first one to fall, and there he goes. Mournblade is able to get the cleanup kill, and battle number 1 goes in favor to Simple Tankers on Cliff. Defeating Calus that early was really good usage of pinpoint firing, of concentrating on one target, and the commander, J-Smooth, maybe he didn't even have to say it. They just knew the first tank that spotted, shoot at it, boom, ready to go. They had all their turrets lined up. They got the first kill, and from there it was a downhill effect for CéLaVie.
Yeah, it's a great opening move. There's not a whole lot of cons to it. You can just move out, take that middle position. Anyone moving from the west may have flank fire, but if you've moved out into that middle position and you play it right, you're just going to get free damage on anybody who decides that they want to cross in the traditional style. That is from the east to the west on Cliff.
Yeah, and great Eastern play that was all-encompassing of using the map and having people move at the same time. Now, when they did move, Tofu Smurf took a brunt of the damage, and luckily enough, the 5100 missed twice. If you hadn't missed twice, it could have been a different story. But you put Mournblade on top of the hill, you put Pub Whisperer punishing the 5100. He takes a little bit of damage. Pub Whisperer fell back, and I was like, no, Pub Whisperer, just keep going. You're going to take out a 5100, even though you had mentioned, you were right, that he was going to get focused. When they were focusing on him, here comes Mournblade charging up the hill and had perfect shots in that 5100. And once they got that kill, they all could move together as one.
Yeah, it just proved how coordinated they were, that they were able to figure out that one guy needed to back off and that someone else could push forward in his place. They didn't all need to be firing at the same time. You can just kind of stagger that damage and keep it going, especially when your opponent isn't able to react as well as you're attacking.
Reactions have to be so quick,
yes.
Sometimes. Cliff is not as open compared to a map like Prohorovka, which will be the next map, but it's open enough in terms of avenues in the center.
Yes.
It allowed Mournblade to move to that position. It's open enough on the lower side down the one line to stay within cover. So I wonder if CéLaVie can maybe perform better on a more open map compared to Simple Tankers. Even though, I mean, we still classify Cliff as open, but this is definitely a different type of open when it comes to cover between these two teams. And we're almost ready to play in battle number 2. What do we have for tanks?
For tanks, I'm looking at 2 T69s, 3 1390s for the side of Simple Tankers. They'll have their 2 T1 Cunninghams. On the other side, CéLaVie bringing 2 T32s, 3 1390s. Doppler has that MS1 once again, and then Bao Bao's going to be in the T1 Cunningham. Little confused as to why exactly they want to do this. T1 doesn't have the greatest vision. It's a little slower, but the cannon is rather potent. I guess they're using it to kind of just damage 1390s. That's got to be it. Just snipe out 1390s.
Still be some sort of threat as a T1 rather than a T1 Cunningham that a lot of times is a moving target against these tier 8s. And Doppler fires.
Does he get a hit?
He's firing against Pub Whisperer. I don't think he is.
No hits yet.
Able to get a hit. No.
He's hurting the building. I mean, that person's house is certainly going to need repairs.
He's probably more confused. What? What's from MS1? Cavador getting unloaded upon from Mournblade and Wallhacks. Wallhacks, however, is getting return fire. Can they get the kill? J-Smooth's going to go for it. He sees the opening. He misses one of the shots. Still on the move. Not going to stop. Misses another shot. Landed right behind Kamador. Kamador takes a hit on the side. Jay Smooth's going to push up, and he gets the kill. Jay Smooth maintains his approach against Rella. Look at this. Simple Tankers is pouncing all over C'est La Vie and Prohorovka.
That's one way to do it. They're going to get 2 tier 8s. These 3 1390s, Callus, Flaming Panda, and Big Cheese could make some kind of a counterattack while all these autoloaders are reloading, but I don't think they had to expend enough of their shells, and now there's just enough damage waiting to happen and too much health to deal with. Simple Tankers has just probably won this in the first 30 seconds.
Well, it's going to depend on how many shots Big Cheese has and how many he can land. Tofu Smurf gets a big hit against him, though, 475. Jay Smooth takes a hit for 250. He gets tracked, and now he has to reload. He falls. Tofu Smurf is still reloading. Mournblade in the T69 will be reloaded first before Tofu Smurf, but will he survive Flaming Panda? He will, and now it's all of the autoloaders reloading. Callus will be the first one probably done on the side of C'est La Vie.
Pub Whisperer is going to be able to reload first, though, and he's going to get so much damage into these tanks, they might even have a chance to reload.
Mournblade unable to land 2 shots here. Lining it up. Pub Whisperer gets it on the run.
And now Tofu's actually going to be able to cut off Callus. Or did Callus stop? Oh, he stopped to fire. He may be able to get the last shell out. He does. Just before he goes down, he's able to kill Mournblade.
Flaming Panda almost reloaded. He sees Whiskey Dodd. Will he use the shot against that T1? Or will he go for the ram damage? He's saving his shot.
He's leaving. Bye. Peace. Dodd, you can't catch me. You're just a T1.
Smarter play. Pub Whisperer taking a couple hits. Whiskey Dodd does 34 damage against a 1390.
Not bad.
Flaming Panda, last one alive for C'est La Vie. He's heading to the north, using cover for the rock and the bush for that camo. Tofu Smurf's not reloaded yet. He's the closest one to Flaming Panda. He's not spotted either. Now, Flaming Panda has been spotted.
And it looks like Tofu Smurf is going to be the one to be able to catch him. Heading towards the middle. Stops at the T32, just in case Flaming Panda is coming on back, but he has the knowledge that Flaming Panda is, well, very far in the north, and he can just chase him down. Just give him a moment. He should have it. Or not.
Or not. I was waiting for that moment.
I was like, come on, Tofu. You got this.
It's all right. Flaming Panda is doing the best he can to stay alive. He might circle all the way to the south, and can he get there in time? 33 seconds until the flag is captured? Probably not.
All right, guess they're just gonna go for the cap.
Smarter play.
Whiskey Dodd, Angry White Guy. Just gonna cap it out.
And
13. Go ahead.
Simple Tankers is looking phenomenal right now.
I would agree.
Everyone is playing their role so well. And the aggressiveness is quite impressive.
Yeah. And the thing is, they haven't even gotten to go to a city map at all.
Nope.
It's the 2 open maps, and they're just opening up strong moves. There's no huge cons about those opening moves. And that's the thing that's very important.
As long as you maintain your speed with the 1390s, you are using the biggest strength that tank has is the mobility.
Mm-hmm.
The next biggest strength is the amount of damage it can do. Combine it together, it's a powerhouse tank, especially on Prohorovka.
Now, the thing is, this does go back to strategies we saw in Season 1 of the WGLNA. Teams like Ermiger Kernavern would just push on over with 1390s or a WZ-132, follow up with the mediums, the T-69 and the Pershing, and they would lay waste to teams that were just trying to get to the middle in this very split, full coverage style, which is what you saw from C'est La Vie. Now, the counter game to that, which probably will emerge if we see Simple Tankers playing that style continuously throughout the season, is going to be something more unified and something either a counter push just as aggressive but faster with more 1390s, or you're just going to get out of the way. And when you get out of the way, I mean, your opponent's just going to kind of run out of steam eventually, not really quite understanding, oh, there's nothing here. And then they might over-dedicate, especially if it's a trap and you hide some tanks in bushes, use the camo to your advantage, or push either east or west on the map.
It's a difficult type of opening move when you have 2 tanks that can be placed in a hold-down position, and it can punish by tracking a lot of those tanks that are swooping in to get those surround shots.
The thing is, when you come up and over that hill, you have the high ground, and there's no real haul-downs for T-32s. Until they get to the middle, they don't have such an amazing position. They have some cool positions that are okay, but nothing that's really absolutely T-32 amazing, where the no cons gets its no cons from.
Exactly. Well, Mines will be the next map. My first personal favorite map here. But as I look at the stats from that last battle, no team member from C'est La Vie broke 1,000 damage. 3 tanks on the side of Simple Tankers were able to break 1,000. We have 1139 from Mournblade and 1357 for the other 2 tanks on Simple Tankers able to break that number. That's quite impressive when you understand the amount of talent behind both these teams. And you look at the factors that are very, very close. I mean, 938, 939, 937. It's almost at 1,000. But it's not breaking that 1,000 mold. And that extra 200 to 300 damage that they're making is what is the difference between a tank that's still alive and a dead tank. And that's the difference between a win and a loss. Battle number 3 is about to begin. What do we have for tanks?
For tanks, I'm looking at a single 5100, 2 T69s, 1390, and a WZ-132 for the side of Simple Tankers. On the side of C'est La Vie, they've got 2 5100s, a T69, and 2 1390s. They've gotten rid of Doppers. MS1 opted for a T1 Cunningham.
I love the WZ-132 on this map. I love this choice from J Smooth. And Rukia, which gun is he using?
85 millimeter. Nice, fast firing. And he's going to have to pay attention, though, to his use of his heat and his AP shells. If he can interchange those well, I'm seeing him performing very well. Even if he just runs heat, he should probably do just fine, but a little fizzle here and there just because of the way heat acts when it hits tracks or spaced armor. It's shape charges, man.
Well, speaking of paying attention, that's what C'est La Vie has done looking at the tanks that were brought. They did not go for the hill play. They have stayed back in a defensive play on mines, and if they utilize the water side correctly, even though it's going to be difficult because of the high ground in the center, they could distract Simple Tankers and maybe make something happen against the high ground. But that is a big what if, especially since Doppler's the first one to fall.
Yeah, Pub Whisperer knew where that T1 was going, and he just moved straight to that position. He knew exactly what was going to happen, and it was great. He read C'est La Vie like a book. And the thing is, he ripped out a page.
He did. Ruth Van Carlisle, he's going to be writing a book over in that village for a while since no tanks from C'est La Vie will be heading to that side. Flaming Panda could in the T1, but he's sticking to the very bottom of the hill itself to scout, to proxy scout within 50-meter range what's happening on the mines itself. And
but
he's able to see 2 tanks so far.
But is he going to be able to actually get anything out of it is my real question.
Well, no, it's already an educated guess from C'est La Vie, but we can't get out of it as if a tank disappears. That was at that section they know he's either falling back or he's going towards the east or maybe on. He's leaving that one position, so we have to be cautious of where else he could go.
Fair enough. But the thing is, C'est La Vie is so defensive, they can't attack. I don't see a situation in which C'est La Vie is actually going to be able to make a real attack happen. 1390s on the west can move up, but if they're spotted, then everything falls apart from C'est La Vie. You see a push out of Simple Tankers, forward best direction, and they just clean up. That's the way it's probably going to be. Big Cheese cannot hold off 3 or 4 tanks. He can kill a tank, but he will be overrun if it's discovered that he's the only tier 8 in that area. That is the east-southeast.
And here we see Callus on that water side, up on the island, waiting for an opening. Especially if there's a push from Simple Tankers into the thick of things at the bottom of that hill. Callus is at a great position to get a lot of flank fire for tanks committing towards the beach section.
He's lit.
Yeah, he is seen. Not good for Callus anymore. Yes, I cursed him.
Yeah. Thanks, Josh.
And he takes a shot for 200. I'm going to just get off Callus. I'm going to go somewhere else to not have that commentator curse happen. But hey.
Okay, that was Jay Smooth from the hill who was able to get that connection.
Nice shot.
Yeah. Just a great position. He was just right position at the right time. He wasn't, I don't think, expecting to do anything to the west. He was, I think, looking kind of towards the north for a little while. I don't know, maybe trying to cover the T1, but Callus showed up. Free damage. And now he's going to be able to actually kind of pin him in place.
Bao Bao's pushing up in the T69. If I'm Jay Smooth, this is going through my head. Guys, look for openings to do damage. Once we felt we've done enough damage, that's when we can push. It's going to be an HP value war between us. But look at this. Look at this little push coming out from C'est La Vie. They're putting 3 autoloaders together, the 1390, the T69, and the 5100, and they're going to push towards the rocks at the bottom of the hill, preventing...
I don't like that.
Yeah, if there's just a couple tanks up here, they could totally cut them off, perhaps, if there's some sort of east play. Not the case so far from Simple Tankers, unless they can get a little bit of lucky shots. Bao Bao takes a hit for 286.
And Wally's going to be able to cut off the approach to the hill. If they want to take the hill, they're going to have to take plenty of damage. Now, Mournblade and Tofu Smurf are going to be able to put so much onto Bao Bao as he attempts to try and find a safe place, but there is no safe angle. It doesn't exist. Now Rella is the next target, and he's unable to connect with one of his shells.
Simple Tankers is unleashing fury into the side of Rella after taking down Bao Bao. Rella's going to back up. Commodore, however, will try to cover the retreat, but here's Pub Whisper, who's pushed up almost all the way into the base of C'est La Vie, and now C'est La Vie is completely cut off. They have to charge forward. They have to go with the damage they can do against Tofu Smurf. Tofu's going to fall back, and he's going to allow Whiskey Dot and Mournblade to unload. They need to pick one target, though. It's going to be Commodore first. And here comes J Smooth on the side of the WZ-132. Shot from the behind for 192 against Rella.
Now J Smooth may be able to do some work, but he's consistent fire, and I don't think... Pub Whisper is going to actually save him. J Smooth not going to take any damage because no one loaded. All the autoloaders, they're out.
Callus tries to get a shot on J Smooth, can't get it. Wallhacks gets the kill. Big Cheese, last one alive. He left the battle, and he's going to head to the north.
Try and salvage the situation, but I don't see a way he can. Wallhacks has taken no damage at all in his 5100. Pub Whisperer has taken almost no damage.
Almost
no damage.
Almost no damage.
Just a sliver of health lost. J Smooth is the only one that is low. Wallhacks, he has found this 5100, and one more shell should finish him off, unless he low rolls.
Oh, Pub Whisperer's trying to go for the Goomba up top. He lands, and he gets a shot on the side. A drive-by for Pub Whisperer. And there you have it. Simple Tankers able to take down C'est La Vie 3